Good morning, everyone. Myself Gawali Saurabh from Sanjivani College of Engineering, and my topic is sonar system used in real life application. Subject digital signal processing. So in this we are going to see some contents, that is introduction to sonar, history of sonar system, sonar technology working, its types of sonar. It has two types, active and passive. Then working of sonar system, application and limitation. So introduction. Sonar is the acronym for sound navigation and ranging. It is its full form, sound navigation and ranging. Sonar is the method of detecting, locating, and determining the speed of objects through the use of reflected sound waves. A system uses transmitted and reflected underwater sound waves to detect and locate the submerged objects. So, sonar system is the ultrasonic wave system which is used to determine the underwater objects or obstacles. It is also used by bats to determine the in front of them obstacles. Then history of sonar system. We know the some animals like dolphins and bats during night are using the sound waves for the object detection and their medium of communication from millions of years. So this is the history about the animals, that from millions of years they are using the ultrasonic waves that lies under the sonar system. So in the year 1419, use of the sound by humans in the water was recorded by scientist Leonardo da Vinci. A tube inserted into the water was said to be used to detect vessels by placing an ear to the tube. Sonar was first patented by the scientist Lewis Richardson and German physicist Alexander Baim in the year 1913. So sonar was first patented in the year 1913. Now, sonar technology working. It basically consists of transmitter and receiver, and it is installed in a boat or a ship. So, boat or ship has a transmitter and receiver to determine the underwater obstacles or what is the distance is there between obstacles and ship. The transmitter produces and transmit strong ultrasonic waves. These waves travel through the water, and after striking the object, the beam is reflected back from the seabed and is received by an underwater detector, which is also mounted on the ship. So the detector converts those ultrasonic waves into electrical signals, which are approximately interpreted. The time interval is recorded between the transmitter and receiver. So by that recording time, we came to know that what is the speed of those waves, and also the what is the distance between the objects, that is ship and that obstacle. Now here basic principle we are see, ship is there and the transmitter and receiver are located on the backside, on the downside of the ship. So transmitter transmit the ultrasonic waves and receiver or detector detect those waves back towards the ships. Now those ultrasonic waves are reflected back from the obstacles. Now there are two types of sonar, that is active and passive. So active sonar we are going to see first one. Active sonar uses sound transmitter and receiver. Three modes of operation are monostatic, bistatic and multistatic mode. So first one is the monostatic mode, when the transmitter and receiver are located at the same position on the ship. Then bistatic mode means when the transmitter and receiver located are located separated by some distance. And third one is the multistatic mode. So multistatic mode, when more transmitters for more receivers are used, again spatially separated. Second type is the passive sonar. Passive sonar listens without transmitting. So there is one technique in the passive sonar, that is it can listen the waves without transmitting also. Passive sonar has a wide variety of techniques for identifying the source of a detected sound. Passive sonar systems have large sonic database, but sonar operator classify signals by use of computer and use database to identify classes of ships and action. So these were two types of sonar. Now working of sonar system, how does it works actually? So sonar works using the ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves are using the sonar technology. So they are transmitted by the transmitter and received by the receiver. A transmitter and receiver are used in sonar technique. The whole device has been loaded into the ship. Ultrasonic waves are generated by the transmitter. These waves are travel across water. Waves pass through water and hit objects submerged. These waves are reflected by objects after they strike. So these ultrasonic waves are transmitted by the transmitter. When they are entered into the water, they travel through that water, and when they are striking towards any object or obstacle, they are again back received at the receiver. Then as a result, receiver collects these waves. These waves are converted into electrical signals, which are studied to determine the underwater distances and determine the obstacles. Now, below define are terms related to the working of the sonar. First one is the transmitter. An emitter or transmitter is a device that produces ultrasonic waves and sends them to different directions of the ship or submarines. Now, a receiver. A receiver or detector is a device that detects the echo coming from the different directions, which is used to determine the distance between the ship and the obstacles. So these two basic fundamentals are used in sonar system, and the third one is the most important, that is ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves are those sound waves which having the frequency greater than 20 kilohertz, which is not audible to human beings. Now, application of sonar system. The first important and main application is used in the boat and ship. Sonar system is widely used for underwater communication such as ship and submarines to detect the obstacles. Sonar is used in medical imaging to detect cysts and cancer cells, and this process is known as sonogram. It is used by the military to track enemy warships and submarines. Sonar is often used to monitor pipelines that transport oil and gas in order to detect potential damage. It is used for many scientific researches to measure the features like depth of the sea at any particular point. Now, how do bats search their prey? Ultrasonic waves are generated by bats. When these waves collide with another, they are reflected back to the ears of that bats. Bats understand the nature of these waves reflection and thereby determine the object location over their prey. So this process is also called as echolocation. So bats are using those sonar system ultrasonic waves. So they are producing such way when they are traveling to the walls, they are again reflected back towards their ears. So they ultimately they come to know that obstacle is coming in front of them, so they are changing their direction for their traveling, because they don't have eyes, so that they can't see that. So they are producing the waves. According to that, they came to know the direction or obstacle in front of them coming. Then limitation. It has an adverse effect on marine animals like dolphins, fishes, and whales that also use sound waves for their navigation. As sonar system has advantages to determine the obstacle, but it also affects the underwater animals or underwater natural resources like dolphins and whales. It leads whales to painful and often fatal decompression sickness. The sonar system generate lot of noise, so it mainly it has advantages. At the simultaneously it has some disadvantages. So limitations are there where sonar system can be used. So thank you. In this slide totally we have seen the history of sonar, then its introduction history, actually its working types, and then lastly we have seen application and limitation. So thank you.